Boys and girls, it's time for the playoffs. Hello and welcome back to part 9 of our Zero to Hero series, where we are going to be playing the semi-finals and hopefully the finals of the playoffs with Taunton Town. We can see our first match today, hopefully one of two, is against Eastbourne Borough. I have had a look and we have lost both of our matches against Eastbourne Borough this season 2-1. So I don't know how confident we're feeling about this. As you can see, I am dressed for the occasion. The tie is on. The club pin is on somewhere. There it is. The suit is on. We are here and we are ready. If you are excited for this video, please do drop a big like down below. I'm asking early in this episode. It'd be very, very much appreciated. But without further ado, we are going to get over to this match against Eastbourne. The accumulation of a very, very good first season with Taunton Town. Just change those instructions. As advised by our assistant manager, we see this is going to be our lineup for the match today. It is Rogerson in goal, Kennedy, Folston, Purcell and Powell as our back four, Ashcroft, James, Lucas, Zach Smith in midfield behind Asante and our captain Taylor Crossdale. Although I do have one change to make actually, and that is to put McLennan on the bench in place of Dan Ball. He isn't quite fully fit. If we get to the final, he might be available to start, but he is fit enough to start on the bench, which is a good thing, you have to admit, given how good he has been this season. Let's submit this team. Let's get straight into that match then. I have, of course, also got my lovely Taunton Town mug on display, full of tea, full of trying to keep my voice kind of steady, because my voice is still very, very slowly running out, but I'm determined to get through these matches today unscathed, shall we say. Hopefully we can go and get a win here in this semi-final. It is just a one leg. I was going to say the first leg because I'm so used to a semi-final being 2 legs, but down here in the playoffs it is a one-legged affair. It is one and done, ladies and gentlemen, so we need to make this one count. We are at home because we are the team that finished highest up in the league. I believe that's how it works. We're at home either way. But as I mentioned, not a great record against Eastbourne this season. The first time we played them was near the start of the season. The second time we played them was a couple of episodes, or in between a couple of episodes ago, when we were in a really, really dodgy patch of form. So you'd think Eastbourne, after as well winning against 4th place, was it Hemel Hempstead they played? I can't remember. But they did win their first game to get to these semi-finals, whereas this is our first game of the playoffs. Asante has got his head on the end of that one, though. His 29th goal of the season, our first of the day, and that is a beautiful start. 3 minutes in, that is the perfect start for us here. Taylor Crossdale holding that one up in the box, passing it back to Ashcroft for a first time cross into the box, and Asante has done what he has done all season long, and that is get his noggin on the end of those crosses. It is 1 shot and 1 goal here for us at Taunton, and there is a lot of fans here. This must be the most fans we've had here all season by some margin, you'd imagine, because I don't think I've ever seen this stadium full. It is normally a few fans dotted around, but they have been come out in force today to see us hopefully get to the final and a promotion to the promised land of the National League. Remembering this is, of course, Taunton Town's first season in the Southern League. I think, as far as I'm aware, it's the first time in their history they've been in this league. It's definitely the first time since Football Manager has been around, because I know there was a lot of, oh, geez, oh, it's all gone wrong. Oh, no. Oh, gosh, that was a bit of a let-off. Rogerson absolutely fumbled that one and then just kicked it into the back of his own defender's head, and we have got lucky there. We need to calm down. That was a little bit nervy from Rogerson. It definitely gave me some palpitations, I'll tell you that much. Asante has managed to regain possession. He has got tackled, but it's fallen to Zach Smith, which we're happy with. A deep, low cross into the box, finds no one, and it's crossed back in from the other side for Taylor Crossdale to try and hit home. He hasn't quite managed that one, but nonetheless, we are looking okay so far in this match. Apart from that very, very dodgy moment there by Rogerson. If he could avoid having another one of those, I think we would be much better off for it. It's a little bit, when you look at it, in terms of XG at least, a little bit of a cagey affair. It's like Eastbourne don't want to commit themselves too much because they're only 1-0 down. We don't want to commit ourselves too much because we're 1-0 up. And what it's leading to is a slightly dull game in terms of goals, at least. Big cross into the box there. That one's hit the crossbar. We've got lucky once again, but we haven't completely dealt with it yet. Just about dealt with it there. We are on the 63rd minute now. Purcell pumping that one forward, trying to find Asante. Not quite managed it. That one is also pumped forward, but there's not really enough Eastbourne players forward to do anything with it. And we can go on the counter-attack here, but we can't because Smith has just lost the ball. This one's been put forward as well. Relatively unchallenged there. And we've brought a player down in the box. Oh, it's all gone wrong. Purcell, the on-loan defender, has brought a player down. And it is going to be a penalty for Eastbourne. Save it, save it, save it, save it. He's not going to save it. Never mind. 1-1 then. 1-1. The manager on the touchline getting stressed out. The jacket has come off. It has been thrown on the floor very, very delicately because I'm trying to do it whilst watching the screen and not quite manage it because I'm sat in a chair. I know in real life I'd be stood on the edge of the touchline. But in real life, I am actually in a chair, and that was quite difficult. It was like getting out of a straitjacket. Asante is looking tired, but having an excellent game, so I want to keep him on. No one's having a particularly bad game, apart from Taylor Crossdale. So Taylor Crossdale going to come off. Jaden Smith is going to come on. Hopefully he can come on and grab us a goal here. We are going deep here into the last minutes of this match. I'm aware there's still 2 substitutions to be made. We will look at that after this replay. James nodding forward to Jaden Smith. Can't quite control that loose ball there. And it has gone back to the goalkeeper. And as it stands, we are heading to extra time here. After that penalty, which was just a moment of madness. Kennedy sliding in. Oh no, don't let it end like this. Rogerson, I think had that one covered. I think he had that one covered. But we can't be too certain. We are going to have to make a substitution here as well. A lot of our defence are tired. Powell is looking pretty tired. Mendes-Jones could come with him. And Purcell is also looking tired. But we don't really have anyone to bring on for him. So we're just going to leave him for a minute. We can make another substitution though. So Ashcroft maybe? No, he's having a decent game. Joe Budd on for Lucas, I think. Joe Budd knows he will be here next season. He's got maybe more desire to win this game. Lucas and James probably not going to be here next season. Maybe they don't want it quite as much as Budd will. Budd knows. For him, this means playing at a higher league level next season should we win this tie. The other two probably doesn't mean a lot to them, although Lucas has regained possession there, sprayed it out wide to Zach Smith, another one who will be here next season. Back to Powell. Zach Smith again, lovely 1-2 there, got it into the box, but I think it took a little bit of a deflection off the defender there and just falls into the hands of the waiting goalkeeper, who is now going to pump it forward. Lots of action here, really testing my voice. Lucas forward, Jaden Smith unmarked. Oh, so close there to finding that all-important goal. Instead of that, we are heading to extra time. And before that, I'm going to lubricate my voice. Right, voice fully lubricated, at least for the first 15 minutes of extra time. We start extra time. I don't really want to make a substitution until the second half of this. James with a corner into Purcell, but it is cleared. Asante on the edge of the box. I'm not sure why, because really he should be in the area. You'd think how good he is with his head. And I'm 99% certain that he should be there, but never mind. Kennedy, again, just whips that one into the box from deep, but there isn't really a Taunton player in sight to deal with it. Bolston has swept that one up nicely though. Jaden Smith now to James. Asante from range. Asante with the goal. 30th goal of the season for Asante. This is why we kept him on the pitch, because he can do things like that. What a signing. What a player. What a performance here. James just picking up the ball there in midfield, and Asante realising with 2 men in front of him, he didn't have time to try and dribble into that box, but he did have time to hit one home for Taunton Town's 2nd goal. He is now looking tired and asking to be substituted though, and we probably need to do that. The problem with that is we don't really have anyone to bring on for him. If we put him here potentially, we don't have anyone to put in there either. I mean, we could now go to a central 3, kind of. But really, there's not really anyone to bring on for him. So I think we're just going to have to leave Asante on there to suffer and hope that he'll be all right with it. Because I don't have a player to bring on with him. The joys of 5 substitutes is obviously you've got 11 positions to cover. I never put a goalkeeper on the subs bench and just kind of risk an injury there and hope it never happens. Rogerson gone to ground there, and it was offside anyway, so it doesn't matter. But he is looking, in my opinion, a little bit nervy today. I mean, we're saying we could put Lewis on for Asante. It's probably not a great switch, but maybe it's the best we can do in this situation. But I do want to do it as late as possible, i.e. in this case, the second half, because I really don't want to be playing a player that isn't a striker up front in that front 2 if I can help it. James once again here over to Kennedy. Ashcroft now holding on just long enough to avoid the tackle into Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith through on goal. That was a very, very poor effort there. It does hit the post. It isn't saved, just not on target. And that free kick going to be just picked up by Robertson there. Beautiful stuff. If we can just get to the end of this first half, we are getting a lot of highlights in this. I just had to have a quick check and make sure we're still on key highlights. Ashcroft into Asante, does once again get a foot to it. Not enough power on that occasion to add to his tally for today. And now we are going to have to take him off. We'll take him off. Why is he on as a deep lying forward? He shouldn't be on as a deep lying forward. Is this because I changed it last match? I changed it for the substitutions. We're going to have to keep an eye on that in the second match, although to be fair, he's done perfectly well in that role today, so maybe it isn't too much of an issue, but normally he plays as a target forward, and it allows him to nod down those crosses and things like that to either Jaden Smith or Taylor Crossdale. So maybe Taylor Crossdale and Jaden Smith not performing today is because he was in the wrong role. We have got another one though. Gareth Lewis has come on for Asante. We were worried about bringing him on because he's not a striker, and he's the one who pops up with a goal there. That should now be job done. My worry is we are going to be very, very tired for the final against whoever that may be. Zach Smith there just squaring it to Gareth Lewis for his 3rd goal of the season. He is definitely a very, very bright spark for the future. It does look like we're going to be playing against Tonbridge Angels, who are beating Dulwich Hamlet 3-0 in their game. So we can take some positives from the fact that we did beat them a couple of episodes ago, and we beat them, if I remember, quite resoundingly. Let's just have a scroll down here. When we last faced Tonbridge, we beat them 4-1 in the league. That definitely could play into our advantage. I think maybe Tonbridge are going to be sat here a little bit scared, a little bit wondering what's coming. When is that match going to be scheduled for though? Right, that actually confused me there. If you wonder why there was a little bit of a weird edit, it's because when we go on the homepage, it says Havant and Waterloo, and then I was reading that as versus, but it's either going to be Havant and Waterloo or Tonbridge against us in the final. We already know that that's going to be Tonbridge Angels because we saw the result, surely. It's got to be Tonbridge, surely. Have I missed something here? Is it not them? We're going to be playing someone, I'm not sure who it is. We'll be back in 4 days of in-game time. I'll see you in a second. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is the day of the playoff finals. It is against Havant and Waterloo. So I guess the result we saw for Tonbridge Angels wasn't actually the semi-final. It was another match. We are remaining with exactly the same side as before. I've had a quick look. The board have come up and it said they expect a defeat here, as have the supporters. So we come into this knowing that no one expects anything from us apart from maybe ourselves, apart from maybe you, ladies and gentlemen at home, expecting us to win this promotion. It will be amazing if we can do it, although I do worry how we're performing in the National League, because we are a very, very new side at this level. Whilst a promotion would be absolutely amazing, it does make me think that we might suffer a little bit in the early stages of next season, as well as the fact we come into this game. We are at Wembley today. If you're wondering why there's so many empty seats, it's because it's a much bigger stadium for us. We have come into this game. We have lost our most recent game against Havant and Waterloo, which I believe was in the FA Trophy, again, a couple of episodes ago that we came back, and that loss was actually what sparked our really poor run of form. They are going to be full of beans here, and once again, we've given away a penalty. What are our team doing? We've self-imploded. We've decided in the important games, let's give away penalties. Let's make it that little bit more difficult for ourselves. But Rogerson has stood up. Rogerson stands up and saves the penalty. What a goalkeeper. He'll be here next season. He will be very, very happy with that, and that could be game changing for us now. Does that now put Havant and Waterloo on the back foot? Are they now a little bit disheartened that they didn't manage to get their 1-goal advantage there? They have missed their penalty. Perhaps, maybe. Cross swung in, is cleared. Jaden Smith goes scrambling after it, but can't get there quick enough, and it's back in the box now. This feels like a shot from range coming, but maybe not. We are just not really pressing, just kind of holding our shape at the moment and doing our best to disrupt Havant and Waterloo as much as we can, and then just clearing it in very non-league fashion. Just get rid of it, lad. Don't worry about it too much. Rooney here from range. It is going sailing over the crossbar though, which is very, very lucky for us. 20 minutes in though, and we're not really offering a lot. No shots, very little possession. All in all, I feel like we need to start worrying unless we see ourselves getting back in this tie very, very soon. We do have a throw-in in their half, so maybe this could be the occasion. Zach Smith scurries after the ball into Jaden Smith. Can't get his head to it. It is headed away. Now Havant and Waterloo looking to build from the back. Can we just stop them from doing that, ladies and gentlemen? That would be lovely, boys. If we could put some tackles in the centre of the park. I'm all for standing off and not losing our shape. But at the same time, an occasional tackle, not a bad thing. Powell here, managing to recuperate possession, passing it forward to Zach Smith, who tries to dribble past his man, doesn't really manage it, but we somehow come away with the ball. Back out to Zach Smith again, nodded down to Asante now, over to Lucas. Lots of passes going in. Not a lot of forward movement. Big ball forward there, though. Asante trying to bully the defender off. He has managed to get hold of the ball. Jaden Smith now. Fantastic save from their goalkeeper. Fantastic save there to deny Jaden Smith a goal in the playoff final. We are going to have a corner here now. It is going to be whipped in by Lloyd James. It is cleared. We don't seem very good at corners. We occasionally have a really good one, but most of the time we seem pretty bad at them. Lloyd James does manage to get hold of the ball there, but it's been put out of touch for a throw-in, which we're not going to see. I'm assuming it wasn't a very good one. Half-time then, 0-0 between Havant and Waterloo and Taunton Town. Let's just pump the fists. Tell them the fans are expecting a promotion, which is a complete lie because they've said they expect us to lose. But we're not going to let that deter us. We're going to go out there and give it to them anyway. Out we go then for the second half and a potential 45 minutes that could see us into the National League. We've got to do it. It's a now or never. It is this half or never at all. Jaden Smith is having a rubbish game, isn't he? Look at that, 6.3. We need our striker to be on form. Jaden Smith going to swap with Taylor Crossdale, our captain. He's going to want to lead this team from the front. He is very proud of the fact he was made captain midway through the season after a couple of departures in the squad. Passau is now struggling as well. We have just got to 80 minutes. Passau struggling. Mendes Jones going to come on for him. Powell is also struggling, but Mendes Jones covers both of those spots. So We can't sub him off at the moment, and Kennedy on a 6.2 needs to come off. And Mick Lennon going to come on for him, fit enough to contribute 45 minutes. He might well have to do that with extra time unless something changes very soon. Kennedy into Taylor Crossdale, who has put it in the back of the net. Our superstar, King Taylor Crossdale, bow down to the king of Taunton Town. He has once again popped up with an all-important goal, which could win us promotion to the National League. We struggled in this match, but it just takes one moment of magic like that from Taylor Crossdale, and all of a sudden this game is completely turned on its head. We're actually ahead on most of the stats now, and a few minutes away from promotion to the National League into additional time now. I'm clock watching in the corner, full time here at Wembley, and we have actually won promotion with Taunton Town. How have we managed that? How have we managed to win promotion this season? I am genuinely a little bit lost for words. I don't know how this has happened. I don't really get it. I'm now worried about the struggle for next season, but for now, we just need to bask in the fact that we have got Taunton Town to the National League. We will be a promoted team next season, and it's going to be a lot of transfers this summer. If you have enjoyed that one today, please do drop a like down below. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, and check out tomorrow's episode where we're going to have to be doing a season review and a lot of transfers, I think. Bye-bye.